Attack on Titan is a show that has gathered a massive community of supporters from around the world. The show's success and well-receivement in the community has created such high standards for the story, and yet the show always seems to push the limits of storytelling, having nearly no drops in quality throughout. It has many perfect reviews, but some accuse it of being overrated. So, the obvious question arises. I made a video similar to this, but about Berserk, so if you've watched that, I'll structure this video similarly, and there may be some repeated info. Firstly, what makes a story overrated is bias. There are two different types of bias: conscious and unconscious bias. Conscious bias is consciously preferring something, whereas unconscious bias is preferring something without realizing it. In the case of any fiction, unconscious bias is typically the root of how something becomes overrated. When a show has incredible reviews, people watch it with the set mindset that it's good. That no matter what the show contains, it has to be good, because that's what the reviews say. And this whole process, hence the name, happens unconsciously. Attack on Titan is known for its many incredible feats in fiction, but one of them is the introduction. Anyone who has watched Attack on Titan can confirm that the introduction is near perfect. With the first episode, we learn about our main character's desire, we learn just enough about the Titans as to not give away the whole show, but to have a basic understanding of what kind of threat they are. As well, in the first episode, the protagonist, Eren Yeager, is given a clear motivation. Although it may be simple, as the show progresses, we learn it is much more complicated than it seems. Basically, Attack on Titan is a really easy show to get into. There is really no boring parts, or at least in my opinion. From the very beginning, it interests the viewers. The reason I brought up the intro being so well done is that could possibly be what caused it to get overrated. Maybe the show has good introduction, some claim the first 5 to 10 episodes are good, but afterward it drops in quality. But because the intro is so well done, it possibly makes viewers think the show has to be good. Well, there's no way to blatantly prove this wrong, so let's try to see a more complex version of the argument. Another argument added onto it is that Attack on Titan's intro sets itself up for success, but it loses the plot. Especially in Season 4, many people complain about the shifted focus. That it isn't Attack on Titan anymore, but Attack on Humans. Attack on Titan has always been this way. Sure, it's a show about Titans, but since Season 1, Part 2, the show has been about morality after discovering others can shift into Titans. And as the show progresses further, the audience slowly realizes first that the Titans are human spawn, and also that there are other humans outside of the walls tormenting the people of Paradis. And even since Eren came back to life in Season 1, Part 1, which is the beginning of the show, we, as the audience, question about the Titans. Eren's goal was to kill all of them, but now he is one? And now some of his beloved comrades are also Titans? The same Titans that caused his mother to die? So, the argument that Attack on Titan has lost the plot is dumb, and it should be restated as Attack on Titan's plot has evolved in an interesting way that actually makes sense, but ties all together. If I had to define Attack on Titan in a few words, I would say freedom, hope, and of course, morality. Morality and freedom, in my opinion, are the main recurring themes in Attack on Titan. And if you want Titan action, the show has plenty of that throughout, so this complaint is really just invalid. Another argument made is that the show isn't entirely bad, but because of all the amazing reviews, people feel the need to say the same. That maybe it wasn't the introduction that biased the reviews, but the reviews and acclaimment. Well, this is more likely than the first argument, but first of all, what makes good writing? The question I just asked is impossible to answer. It is possible to see good writing and analyze it and understand why it's well written, but there's really no way to define what factors have to apply to a story for it to be good. Unless the factors are super broad. But as I said, it's possible to understand why some good writing is good, so let's analyze a fan favorite moment really quickly. I'll be talking about the events that take place in Hero and Midnight Sun, some of the most acclaimed episodes on IMDb, as well as some of my personal favorite. The plan to take down the Colossal seems impossible. The scouts tried to face it head on, but with its ability to release heavy loads of steam, not much can be done. Eren even tries to simply take it down using his Titan by charging forth, but gets kicked towards the wall. So clearly an intricate plan has to be made. Unfortunately, the only plans that would work would involve even more casualties, which at that point there were many already. Armin is an incredible character, and seeing him being incinerated alive was a very sad moment. But when the Colossal Titan finally stops steaming as Armin's body flies away, He notices Eren sealed the wall while Armin was stalling, and that he was out of his Titan form, ready to take down the Colossal Titan once and for all. Up to this point, the Colossal Titan has basically been the final boss, and this is an incredible climax. At the same time, Erwin performed the infamous suicide charge against the beast. All but one of his soldiers survived, as well as Levi, nearly succeeding in taking down the Beast Titan in one of the most iconic scenes in all of anime. Although Zeke prevailed, he was severely injured and forced to depart from parity with Peak, managing to save Reiner. But Bertolt didn't get Reiner's luck of being saved. Levi had a single dose of Titan serum in a syringe, so when he returns and sees the condition Armin is in, he wants to use it on him. But Phlox shows up and reveals that Erwin is also still alive. After a large fight, the Titan serum is given to Armin. It was controversial, but a perfect ending for Erwin's character. As well, it created an interesting arc for Armin in the following season about being the wrong choice. But no matter who got chosen, it was still a really intense moment and really well done. I could honestly talk for so much longer about why Return to Shiganshina is so amazing, but let's focus on the idea of the video. There's really no denying that the show for the most part has good writing, at least not the part that I mentioned. But perhaps it's the flow of the story. Well, even then, Attack on Titan has good flow. No fillers, and the character and character arcs, as well as the main story arcs, all tie in with each other, and while the show drastically changes in Season 4, it still follows the main themes, possibly with more focus on morality even. Some claim Attack on Titan is good, but some say it's better than it is. Some agree, some don't, but what I say is that it kind of depends on who's watching. If your favorite anime is something like Erase and you've never had any exposure to dark fantasy, then maybe you won't enjoy Attack on Titan as much. Not that either show is better than one or the other, but your personal preferences are maybe not drawn to Attack on Titan. As for the manga ending, I won't be talking about it. Personally, I enjoyed it except for one part which I won't be mentioning for the sake of spoilers, but until the final episode is released, which from today is quite soon, we can't make a proper judgment on the whole story, including the ending. Even Isayama himself said the anime is more polished and accurate version of his story, so we'll have to wait and see. In conclusion, Attack on Titan is not overrated. Attack on Titan is an amazing story, and those who say it is overrated either 1. Haven't watched it, 2. Favor another show to the point where they feel the need to hate on a different show, or 3. Have watched it but it just isn't for them and doesn't interest them as much. Thank you for watching this peakstasis video. A few days ago, I reached 10,000 total views on my channel, 500 watch hours, and 100 subscribers, and I genuinely can't thank you guys enough. Although these numbers may sound small, to me they're a lot, and it means that my channel's growing. These videos are fun for me to make, and it's incredible that my videos are reaching those who are also interested in these kinds of topics. Thank you all, and I'll see you in the next peakstasis video.